Look, I don't care what you are. This ends now! We're the ones who live.
Welcome everyone to the Omniverse of Nick, and we're back with Dragon Ball What If here, with what if Vegeta became immortal after a long period of time with no Dragon Ball. But before we get into that, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the Omniverse of Nick so that way you can help me make this channel better, bigger, and get more awesome stories pumping out here. So, the story we got here is one among 4 others that I completed over 2 years ago, and The Walking Dead, more or less, and other things took up my time in getting these stories out. But don't worry, the story still has plenty of context, so it's not like it's a completely lack of context story. It's going to be awesome, especially getting near the ending and like the middle and stuff. But the premise is simple. What if Vegeta became immortal on Namek? Like, he actually got his wish. So let's just say it goes one of 2 ways from here. To set the scene, I forgot to say that. The story can go 2 ways from here to how Vegeta gets his wish. Either number 1, he gets there sooner, and they still get to wish back Piccolo and bring him to Namek and stuff, or Guru's life is extended past the point of Vegeta getting his wish. Either way, it does not really matter. It's just a small turning point for the beginning of the story. Either way, big thing here, Vegeta becomes immortal, and he feels the immortality coursing through his veins. He actually feels it this time. But just then, when the dragon goes away, it doesn't say his usual thing. Instead, he just dies, and the Dragon Balls become inert, and Dende knows what this means. Guru has just passed, and with that, the Dragon Balls turn to stone. But they have little time to be worried about that. Vegeta honestly doesn't care, because he got his wish. But Frieza was there when Vegeta failed in canon. Now he's here to see Vegeta get his way. But Frieza being angry, especially back then, he wouldn't think this through, like, actually, to the implications of Vegeta being immortal. So he's even more furious here, because we're talking about old age Frieza back in the Dragon Ball Z era. So he's not thinking straight. And Vegeta knows this. He knows that Frieza, even though he might have seen him get the wish, he just taunts Frieza and just throws it in his face, even more so than he did since he actually got his way. But what he wasn't expecting was Frieza to not only attack, but deliver a killing blow, Death Beam, to Vegeta's chest, which drops Vegeta to the ground and seemingly kills him. Now Frieza, this actually perks up his spirits. Once again, he's not thinking straight. And he just laughs and throws back what Vegeta just said to him in his face and says that the dragon must have got something wrong. But before he can finish his swagger and his casual Frieza monologue, he is utterly shocked to see Vegeta rise up, the wound heal itself, and Vegeta scoff and get ready to fight. So clearly, now Frieza knows that Vegeta truly is immortal, but he's still not thinking it through all the way. Now, this is where Vegeta and Frieza actually fight, and it wouldn't just be an armed wrestle like they were doing in canon. No, this is an actual fight. Vegeta was near Frieza's power in his first form, but with almost getting killed, he's leveling, if not upwards, from Frieza's first form. So he's enough to make Frieza get halfway serious and tells him to transform, because again, Vegeta knew about Frieza's transformations. So what can you expect? Which causes Frieza to transform into his second form, and this time go especially more on the offensive. But this only serves, especially since Frieza's immediately going for the kill in all of his attacks, because it's Frieza. He only serves to make Vegeta stronger. With each moment that he is sent to the near death, Vegeta just levels up and grows towards Frieza's 1 million power in his second form. Soon enough, Piccolo fused with Nail arrives on the scene, and Gohan, Krillin, and Dende all inform him that Vegeta has become immortal and is currently giving Frieza a run for his money. Every attack Frieza throws, Vegeta's just getting stronger, but they hate to see what happens if Vegeta wins. Either one of them, honestly. Frieza is beginning to lose, but he's not deterred. He's still able to take some high ground. Vegeta's not on the top yet, but Frieza still is kind of losing ground. But he's not deterred, because he tells Vegeta he still has 2 forms left. Vegeta might have known he could transform, but he didn't know about his 2 other forms, he feels. But Vegeta honestly doesn't care and continues to rush Frieza, which causes Frieza to retaliate, thus making Vegeta stronger with each near-death attack that Frieza would happen to land. Vegeta just lambasts and taunts Frieza, daring him to transform, because honestly, he's making him stronger anyway. So what will his forms do? It's literally nothing. Once Frieza gets to his 3rd form, his speed, like against Piccolo, is tremendously better, and his crazy finger beams and everything, it does serve as an extra boost of a threat for Vegeta for about 2 seconds. Then Vegeta gets stronger again and forces Frieza, in turn, in the midst of battle, to go into his 4th form. And now, Frieza's actually thinking a little bit better. Now I say a little bit, because it's still Dragon Ball Z Frieza, let's be real here. But now, he's actually learning more about the immortality and how to counter it, and is now playing on the defensive, not allowing Vegeta to power up as much as he has. While they're doing this, Goku is finally healed from the rejuvenation chamber at Frieza's ship and arrives on the battlefield. Now Frieza's actually starting to get a little bit worried. For one thing, he's using just a little bit of his power in his 4th form. The Namek coming? Oh, he didn't pay much mind to that. So what? But he does notice that the Namek's a little bit stronger than average. But now another guy who looks like the guy who fought against him on Planet Vegeta, it's just too much. He knows, especially with Immortal Vegeta, this will get too much for him. So Frieza uses his paralysis to lock in Vegeta, because even if he's immortal, he hasn't got near Frieza's strength since Frieza's played on the defensive. So this paralysis hold will actually hold Vegeta for quite some time until Frieza deems it necessary. And it's not until Frieza and Goku get into their canon fight and Frieza uses the paralysis on Goku that Vegeta is able to break out. So it's some time. But this would either honestly come down to him breaking out at this time, or Frieza paralyzing another person like Goku would just break the hold without Frieza knowing it. Which in turn, either or, causes Vegeta to get broken out, and he blasts Frieza straight in the back. And at this point, Frieza's getting very angry. He was keeping his cool, except in his 1st form, up until this point, but now that there's a strong Saiyan here, along with an immortal Vegeta back on his tail, you gotta think he's gonna be very angry and starting to slowly but surely run out of options. He thought Vegeta was pretty much taken care of for good. Vegeta just taunts and smugly talks to Frieza more, saying that this fight is with him alone. Kakarot was just the diversion and going on his monologue, but Frieza just interrupts him and continues to attack, not knowing that Vegeta will just either heal or just come back from the dead even stronger than before. Goku from Piccolo, and mainly Gohan, Krillin, and Dende, but Piccolo also because he was there for a good moment, learns about Vegeta's immortality and how he keeps getting back up and everything, and says that this is a great way to their advantage, but he's still going to help out Vegeta just because of how much more desperate Frieza might be, because Goku's not going to understand about immortality or anything like that. It was still hard for him to process against Zamasu. We all know how that went. Once Frieza realizes he's running out of options completely, he tries to blow up the planet. Even 50% doesn't work, so he tries to blow up the planet. But Piccolo, not exuding any of his strength since he didn't fight Frieza, is able to use a special beam cannon and diverge the blast away. So, no destroyed Namek, allowing Goku the perfect opportunity to Kaioken times 20 punch Frieza square in the face. And now, Frieza is definitely almost out of options. And Vegeta, he still knows that Frieza's holding back. He just feels it. He might not have known about all of Frieza's forms, but he does know that if Frieza wants to win this, or at least do something, he's gonna have to use all of his power. And so, not seeing another way out of this, and not daring to get taunted by a Saiyan, Frieza goes 100%. And at this point, now the group's actually having to fight really hard. It's now almost just Vegeta and Goku. Even Goku's losing ground at this point. King Kai, even though Planet Namek isn't risked to be blown up, still knows how much of a threat it is on the planet and goes about his plan like he did about Guru and all that, and Dende and that whole plan. But they're not going to wish away the Nameks and everything because the planet's not on Verge. So, you know, but Vegeta says that even though they're not wishing the Nameks away, and once he hears about the plan, he wants Kakarot to stay on the planet along with him and Frieza. And the others, he could care less about. But King Kai lambasts Vegeta, saying that why should he go along with what Vegeta's saying? They don't know how they can trust him, yet especially now that he's immortal. But Goku knows why Vegeta wants him to stay on the planet with him and Frieza, because they want to settle the score. And Goku, honestly, is okay with it. Because, yeah, no destroying planet, and he knows that Vegeta will win this because he's immortal. And with that settled, reluctantly on King Kai's behalf, Vegeta powers up to his ultimate power that he has at this point, and begins to volley and blast and completely bombard the area with ki blasts and energy attacks, so on and so forth, like his canon counterpart, except this Vegeta is right near 100% Frieza. Not totally there, but close to. So at some point, Frieza just cannot escape the blast, especially with his 100% draining his energy. So, unfortunately, this is where, well, fortunately and unfortunately, this is where Frieza meets his end. No Mecha Frieza, and Frieza's actually killed here. And when it's all said and done, Vegeta and Goku, and the other Nameks and everything on the planet, which they're obviously not known at this time, are there, but it's just Vegeta and Goku to mainly focus upon. So, this is where we get a Vegeta and Goku rematch. But, even though Goku would get a slight boost from this, it's not enough. Vegeta, just with one swift, simple Gallic Gun attack, dominates Goku. He isn't even able to fight back after all that. Because once again, immortalized Vegeta with a bunch of Zenkais exploiting them, it's gonna do a lot. And Vegeta, despite this, doesn't decide to kill Goku. He decides to spare it. Because now that he's gotten it immortal and killed Frieza, he's in a good mood. So in the end, they find the Ginyu ships to just leave the planet, with Goku making a secret wish and telling it to the Namekians, but I'll leave that near the end here. And Goku goes off to Yardret, and Vegeta, he has an own wish in mind to destroy King Cold's army. Vegeta knows where he's going, to completely dominate the Frieza force and destroy them, or at least to the best of his knowledge. Now, the wish that Goku made, since the Nameks stayed on planet Namek, was for at least Chaozu to be brought back to life whenever the balls got time to come back again. But that's really it. Goku trains on Yardrat and eventually unlocks Super Saiyan, because he didn't on Namek because there wasn't a need. And with this, Goku has officially learned about Super Saiyan, because Vegeta would monologue about it a lot, and he would then learn about instant transmission. Vegeta, having destroyed Cold, his army, and Frieza, and becoming immortal, he's basically the strongest in the universe. It's pretty much a given at this point. And he knows that Goku will eventually return to Earth, and that's when he'll pay him a visit. Eventually, Goku does. With no Cold or Frieza, he just returns. Piccolo is there to greet him among many others, and says that Chaozu has been brought back among the others, pushing in Goku's wish that he had to tell the Namekians before he left, just because that was the only way that we could bring back Chaozu in this case. I wasn't just gonna disregard that. And Vegeta returns too, once he senses that Goku has returned. But what he wasn't expecting in this rematch, that he was actually gonna kill Goku this time, instead of let him go, he wasn't expecting Goku to have weird clothing from the planet Yardrat and be able to become the legendary Super Saiyan? Okay, Vegeta was not expecting this. He was expecting Goku to either go to Earth or find a planet to train on and then go back to Earth. But the Super Saiyan? But these thoughts of scaredness and everything that Vegeta would be thinking about when Goku did become the Super Saiyan are pushed aside in this story because Vegeta laughs afterwards. Because he knows that even with a Super Saiyan, Vegeta's still immortal. Frieza tried 4 forms and they weren't a match for him. But Goku says it's different, because even Vegeta should know that Frieza played defensively, and not every fight's gonna result in Vegeta becoming stronger. People can use his immortality to their advantage, and says that Goku plans on doing the same if Vegeta doesn't play by the right side. Because he knows Vegeta. Because Vegeta didn't make that crying state, so they technically still think Vegeta's kind of evil, in a way. So he hasn't had that redemption factor. But Vegeta understands this reluctantly and agrees to play by some rules to a regard. But we all know Vegeta. But what will happen later down the line? How long does Vegeta plan to listen to everybody on Earth and be with them? And since he's come to Earth later, will him and Bulma still get together? Will the future timeline even exist? And what will happen with future threats like the androids and going down the line? Find out next time. You guys didn't think this was the end of the video, did you? Well, the Omniverse of Nick has a new feature. A sneak peek at what's next to arrive.